The topic of Lesson 2 is flexibility. During this lesson, your students will learn to identify the differences between static and dynamic flexibility. They will understand the benefits of each and be able to demonstrate the proper technique of various flexibility activities. If you look at the lesson outline on the right side of the screen, you will notice that there will be 2 peer assessment labs separated by a neurodynamic warm-up in between them. The peer assessment lab will give students a chance to perform 2 common clinical flexibility assessments. During Part 1, they will complete the assessments without a warm-up. They will complete Part 2 after a thorough neurodynamic warm-up with plenty of dynamic flexibility exercises. Part 2 is comprised of the same 2 clinical assessments. Students in our pilot groups demonstrated improved scores on the assessments in Part 2, likely a result of the dynamic flexibility exercises included in the warm-up. This experience should give the students a chance to see the immediate benefits of completing a proper warm-up before participating in sports or physical activity. You will need pencils, masking tape, and a ruler or tape measure to complete these labs. This first test is used to assess the mobility of the ankle joint. To perform the test, start by placing a 6-inch piece of tape perpendicular to a wall. Mark the tape every ½ inch starting at the wall until you reach 5 inches. Partner 1 should remove their shoes and begin in a half kneeling position with their front toes at the 5-inch mark. Then, they should lunge forward, keeping their heel on the ground and their knee in line with their feet. If they can touch the wall, they receive 5 points. If they cannot touch the wall, they should move their toes up ½ an inch at a time until they find a distance from which they can touch their knee to the wall. Their score in points will be equal to the distance in inches. For example, 3.5 inches will earn them 3.5 points. They should repeat the test on both sides as they may be different. Students should use this table that can be found in their workbooks. They should note any differences between the 2 ankles. Perhaps differences could be caused by a previous injury, etc. This test is used to assess flexibility in the lower body. To perform the test, one partner will lay on their back with their arms at their sides, their feet together, and toes pointed up. They will begin the test by pushing their lower back into the ground to engage the core muscles and stabilize the middle body segment. Next, they will lift one leg slowly while breathing out and focusing on keeping the leg straight. When the knee of the lifted leg starts to bend, they will stop lifting the leg. When the leg begins to bend, the partner will draw an imaginary line from the ankle to the ground. If the line crosses the bottom leg between the foot and knee, they receive 1 point. If the line crosses between the knee and hip, they receive 2 points. Finally, if the line crosses above the hip, they receive 3 points. Scores will be recorded for each leg. If students are working independently, they should do their best to note the position of their ankle when their knee begins to bend, or use video to record the lab. Students should use this table that can be found in their workbooks. They should note any differences between the two legs. Perhaps differences could be caused by a previous injury, etc. Lessons 2 through 6 will also include a neurodynamic warm-up. Each warm-up will be a little bit different from one another, but the arrangement of the warm-up tool will be the same. Just like Lesson 1, the closure will give your students a chance to reflect on everything they've learned throughout the lesson. They will also be able to develop a strategy to improve their scores on the peer assessment labs. Answers to the essential question can be found in the curriculum ebook.